I want to talk about the next phase, which I would perhaps consider to be a monitoring or maintenance phase, and that was after the radiotherapy stopped. He'd had the radiotherapy, and what was the medical situation at the end of the radiotherapy?
Really for us it was just to watch Harry. Every 3 months he was monitored. He had MRI scans and eye tests because his tumour affected his eyesight. And for us, we lived 3 month cycles,
Yes.
And we knew every time we got the all clear on his scan to say that, yeah, tumour's the same size, it was a green light for the next 3 months. And that's literally how we lived. And
so the tumour hadn't disappeared, it hadn't substantially shrunk, but it hadn't grown either. It was basically stable,
yes.
Which meant that pretty much Harry was also in a stable phase.
Yes.
He had occasional symptoms?
Yeah, still suffered with his headaches, and tiredness, quite a sleepy boy.
Yeah.
The slightest thing sort of took it out of him, but I think that's, radiotherapy continues to work for so long after anyway, so, but no, he got normality back, or as we knew it, back at school, and Harry just learned to focus on the positives of what he could do and what he could achieve rather than what he couldn't. That's
a really vital lesson for anyone, adults, children, with any medical condition, but particularly with a cancer, to focus on what can you still do, what can you still aspire to, rather than thinking all the time what has been taken away or what's been lost.
Absolutely.
So for somebody his age, I'm thinking he'd be about 8 years old. To be able to take that himself on board is quite amazing, really.
Yeah, definitely. He had a very positive outlook, and he just focused on the cans. He used to say, you've got to put the can into cancer, and he
brilliant.
He certainly did that. If it was something, he didn't get upset about it. He just got on and focused on the good.
While we're talking about it, how would you describe him as a boy of that age? How would you describe his personality? And what have other people said about his personality that was striking? What was it about Harry that was special, if you like?
His humour, his wit. As you often get little boys, if we'd cop him and he got his finger up his nose, he'd be like, "It's all right, Mum, I'm trying to get my brain tumour. Doctors can't get at it, but I'm going to have a go." And he'd just make light of everything. He was... I'm very proud to say that he was my best friend, as all my 3 children are, but I enjoyed his company so much. Yeah. He made me laugh and giggle every single day in a way that I haven't laughed in a very long time.
So you had a very good relationship stroke rapport, they sometimes call it.
Yeah.
And I bet that was probably intensified by all of this in a way, because all that time you had to spend together. It was kind of the two of you in it. It was like a battle that the two of you were having with the cancer.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? You were really going through that together in a way.
Absolutely, and he's... he was just an absolute joy, as I say, not just as my son, but as my best friend as well. And he was just an older head in a boy's body, he was so mature. And I think because of the period that he'd gone through cancer, from the age of 7, he was at that point where cancer could and did mature him. The journey matured Harry. I think if you go through it at a certain age, it becomes what you know. So, very proud of him and just the light that he brought into our lives. And Harry actually helped us all through the journey. My husband at the time, his dad, and his brother and sister. Yeah. Because he just carried on. He didn't want sympathy. He didn't, I've got cancer. He just got on. And it was hard actually to understand sometimes that, remember, he's still poorly, because of how, he just the persona and everything that he gave off about him was just so charming, really, for a little boy.